Welcome back to the GuardWare Knowledge Base. This video covers the results and the dashboard sections of Discover. Results is where you go to review findings, investigate, and take remediation action after a scan completes. The dashboard is where you track scan activity and trends across your environment over time. Let us start with results. Navigate to Discover, then Results. The page is split into 5 tabs: Devices, SharePoint, Email, Gmail, and Google Drive. Select the tab that matches what you want to review. Once you are on a tab, use the filters at the top to narrow down what is on screen. You can filter by scan job, date range, data type, classification, or target name, which comes in handy when results span multiple scans and targets. On the Devices tab, each row is a file that Discover flagged on a scanned device. The key columns to pay attention to are data type and number of hits. Clicking the values there tells you what kind of sensitive data was detected and how many times it appeared in that file. It shows a breakdown of exactly what was found, along with the surrounding text captured around each match, giving you the context you need to judge whether the detection is something that genuinely needs attention or not. On the SharePoint tab, each row is a document flagged in a scanned SharePoint site. Alongside the document name and its location within SharePoint, you will see the detected data types, number of hits, and the classification assigned to the file. As with devices, clicking the data type or number of hits opens the full detection breakdown for that document. On the Email tab, each row is an email flagged during a scan of a Microsoft Exchange mailbox, in addition to the usual data type and number of hits columns. There is also a data found in field that tells you exactly where in the email the sensitive content was detected, whether that is the body, an attachment, or the subject line. Recipients, data types, and number of hits are all clickable for further detail. On the Google Drive tab, each row is a file flagged in a scanned Google Drive. Alongside the file name and its location within Drive, you will see the detected data types, number of hits, and the classification assigned. As with devices and SharePoint, clicking the data type or number of hits opens the full detection breakdown for that file. Now let us look at the Discover dashboard. Navigate to Discover, then Dashboard. When the page opens, you land on the Dashboard tab, which shows aggregated metrics and trends across all scanned jobs in your environment. There is also a Summary Report tab next to it, which we will get to in a moment. At the top of the dashboard, 5 cards give you an immediate read on where things stand. Number of targets is how many discovered targets are available for scanning across devices, mailboxes, and cloud services. Total files scanned to date is the cumulative count of files examined since Discover was deployed. Potential sensitive data is the number of files that matched at least one data type. Total sent for investigation is how many of those files have been sent for deeper review. Total remediation is how many files have had a remediation action applied. Below these, the charts show you the picture over time. Sensitive data by target type breaks down where sensitive files are concentrated across your targets, so you can see which devices, mailboxes, or sites carry the most exposure. Top 5 targets by sensitive file count highlights the 5 targets generating the most findings, which is where you want to focus first. Remediation breakdown shows what remediation actions have been taken how many times. The discovered versus investigated versus remediated graph plots monthly volumes for all 3, making it easy to spot whether your team is keeping pace with new findings or falling behind. Click the Summary Report tab to switch to a detailed view of findings for a specific scan job. Select a scan job from the drop-down and click Filter to view a specific scan job. At the top, a row of cards gives you an immediate snapshot of the total scans done by Discover over time. Total devices is the overall count of devices in scope. Successfully scanned is how many were reached and scanned. Failed devices is how many could not be reached. Not scanned is how many were in scope but skipped. Devices with sensitive data is how many returned at least one finding. Devices with no sensitive data is how many were scanned clean, without any sensitive findings in them to report. Below the cards, two charts break down the findings further. Targets by data type shows how many unique targets contain each data type and the total number of files affected. Files by data type shows how files are distributed by hit count, grouped into ranges of 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 50, and 50 or more. Files in the higher ranges often indicate bulk data stores like databases or spreadsheets, which typically require more attention than files with a single incidental match. Click any row to expand it and see the full detail. This opens a breakdown showing exactly what was found, along with the surrounding text captured around each match, giving you the context you need to judge whether the detection is something that genuinely needs attention or not. From here, you can mark each detection as important or not important, helping you and your team keep track of what has been reviewed and what still needs attention. You can also perform investigate and remediate actions directly from here without going back to the results page. To get a complete overview of GuardWare and its features, visit the documentation site at docs.guardware.com.